All right, you've seen the product. Now it's time to take action. It's all about that miracle food. My man Chakra Doctor has put some of the greatest superfoods on the planet here in one bottle for you. I know we see COVID going crazy and a lot of different things, testing our immune system. This right here is a perfect cleanse and reboot. Great for the immune system and a great anti-inflammatory. Miracle food. Tell them Viral Hip Hop News sent you. Let's go.
Which was 2006, sorry. Up to then, I was, a huge artist on massive playlists, and I still am. But that time was really the hot time, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was gonna say during that time it was the hot time. Like you couldn't listen to music, you couldn't go to a club without hearing the Sean Paul record. You couldn't put on MTV or BET without listening to a Sean Paul record. It was crazy because Gimme The Light, for example, probably one of my favorite tracks we ever did in the video.
Appreciate it, bro.
As a brother from New Jersey, honestly listening to it, can't understand what the fuck you're saying, but it's a vibe. Yeah. Like the vibe is crazy. Yeah. We don't even necessarily need to know the bars, but the vibe itself, the music, the way you killing it, it's just it was all the way there. I want to talk about Gimme The Light for a minute because I saw an interview years ago with DMX. Salute to DMX, rest in peace to DMX.
Yeah, all right.
And he was talking about Gimme The Light, and then you guys did Here Comes the Boom together on the Belly soundtrack. That was another banger. And he had some things to say about Gimme The Light, how you guys maybe had some conversations. Take us back to that moment. Talk about your relationship with DMX as it was prior to his death, and what do you think about him passing away?
R.I.P. to an icon right now. I feel it for his fans and his family. It stopped me for the whole weekend, and then for the funeral just the other day again for the service. Yesterday I was in tears again, man. This dude is such a charismatic figure, and he will be missed. His voice, the way he put these rhymes together, and what he was saying was so potent. Rhythms he chose, to be on. So yeah, when he came to Jamaica to do the movie Belly, Tony Kelly was a producer that Hype Williams went to. They knew each other before. Hype Williams is the director of the movie, and he was like, I need the two hottest artists in Jamaica, and he said, well, you should go for the two youngest artists, and the two hottest youngest artists. That's Sean Paul and Mr. Vegas. We had the song called Chilalala, and the success of my first album. I had toured the States with Mr. Vegas. We'd done that song in major, a major tour in smaller clubs, but a major tour throughout the States. And we just I had a buzz at the time, So he expressed that to Hype Williams, and Hype was like, all right, let's hear these dudes. So I'm sitting in the studio one night, and my brother, he plays with a sound system called Copper Shot, and they came up to the studio and they were like, yo, you missed it, bro. I was like, what? They're like, there's a big dance called Fully Loaded that happened every summer, and it's on the beach, and it starts from like in the evening, and it goes through to like 1 in the morning or 12. And they came to the studio after that. I do night hours at the studio mainly, so they was like, yo, you should have seen it. The dog was there. I was like, what are you talking about? They was like, DMX. I was like, damn. And at this time, DMX had 3 albums out that year, and he was doing movies, and he was arguably the biggest artist on the planet. Just to kind of put it in reference for these younger people who don't know exactly his power, you know what I mean?
Right.
3 albums that sold over 1 million in the first week, all 3 in that 1 year. Amazing. So for a big artist like that to come down and do work with us in a genre that was very dope and very much underground, and to work with 2 new artists, I was very honored to work with this dude, man. I was scared because I didn't know what they expected. So me and Vegas, now the next morning, Tony Kelly called me and said, yo, you gonna do a song with Mr. Vegas and DMX, come to my studio now. I was like, fuck, I think I hung up before he said anything else. And I reached the studio like 9, 10 o'clock. And me and Mr. Vegas sat there. We was building a girl song. It was all of the girls, them hold your hands high. It was about ladies, DMX came through about 4:30. You know, he walked through and he was like, "Yo," he heard the track and he heard what we were doing and he was like, oh, "Okay, I got this." And he started, "Here comes the boom," and we were like, oh, "Damn, yo!" So immediately we started changing the lyrics out to gun lyrics, and then the movie came out. We was actually shooting a video for it. Hype Williams had me in the countryside with DMX shooting a video. He just never finished it. Some stuff happened where he was like, "I can't complete this video, so I'm gonna leave this off the project." But he put us in the movie for like 10 seconds. So from that 10 seconds, bro, I'm eternally grateful for this dude. First of all, Hype Williams, and also Tony Kelly, the producer, but also DMX, man. He didn't have to do it, and he was one of the reasons I got noticed in the hip hop community and within hip hop fan base. For the most part, he was one of the big reasons. You know, I blew up after that, not just because of that, but that gave me a big stepping stone, and I'm always thankful for it. And when I did Gimme The Light, bro, he had been back to Jamaica one time since, and the only thing I could think of is that he was talking to a booking agent that used to book for me. Now she brought him down for a show that didn't do well at all. She didn't promote it properly. So I went to the show. You know, me and my brother, he used to call my brother Farm because every time he saw my brother, he was with a pound of weed. So we was giving him, because we was, you know, I was the type of kid in Jamaica at the time who I was really, I wanted to bridge the gap between hip hop and dancehall. I knew the beginnings of hip hop from Cool Herc was also oriented from what we had done in reggae and dancehall music and the whole toasting and all of that. So I'd always wanted to be, I was a fan of the music. You know, I love Wu-Tang, I love Biggie, people like Slick Rick, people like, you know, KRS-One, more old school stuff for me. And so I can tell you a story. When Biggie came here to perform at a show in December 1996, or it might have been 95, they stoned him, they booed him. He was in a wheelchair. Now Jamaicans, they love the energy, and they didn't understand the music, and he coming out talking all kind of stuff, using the N-word, and
oh, man.
you know, Jamaica would be like, "Yo," and they threw bottles at this dude, and I was upset. So when DMX did the song with me, it was a major step in my career. After that, as I said, I blew up, and I was looking forward to doing collabs. I went to Virginia, or was it Carolina, wherever, what's his name, Pharrell was working out of with Chad, the Neptunes. I went to work with them. They had been working with Beanie Man. I did a song with Beanie Man and Lady Saw with their production, and I wanted them on my album. And during that whole time, I was trying to get hip-hop artists to mess with me. On that album, I have Tony Touch, who's a dope producer and a DJ. I have him on the album. I also have people like a young artist from Jersey named R.O.B.B. on the album. And then I got through the Busta Rhymes, and we did that. So I do not know any point in time. I did not have X's number, and he didn't have my own. We never spoke like that. We seen each other at shows, at video shoots, and he was always accommodating, always handing me a Heineken, saying, "Yo, come mess with me, man." And we smoked, and you know. So when I saw the video, I actually saw the video way late. He apparently did that interview in 2005, and Gimme The Light was from 2003 or 4
right.
or 2001 even. So when that video he recorded in that thing in 2005, but I didn't see it till 2009. So when I saw it on YouTube, I was like, "What the hell is this? What's he talking about?" Like, I didn't remember. And again, I'm not the type of person to be all out in the public like, "Yo, you didn't go that way," and blah blah blah. So now people is asking me about it. Like, you know, you came here and you asked me this, and it's hard for me, you know what I mean? Because I really respect the dude. I don't know what he was going through at the time or who he actually spoke to. He says he spoke to me on the phone. I do not have that in my memory bank at all. So there's a lot of people cussing me out too. Like I post about his passing and, you know, bigging him up, and people in the comments be like, nah, bro, you should have let him on the song, F you. And I'm like, damn, you know, so I take this opportunity to express myself, but also to say how much I revered the dude, man. And it hurt me so much that this happened to him. And it is what it is. You know, sometimes in life, things happen, and, you know, like, it wasn't really Alexander Graham Bell that developed the light bulb, was it? It was a black man. So I look at that and I'm like, that's way of a bigger misunderstanding or someone's work that was put into you know, obscurity than this was happened between me and X. It's a misunderstanding. I had nothing to do with it, and you know, it is hard because people be cussing me out, but it is what it is, man. Did you R.I.P., bro? One of the greatest to ever do it, man.
Yes, sir. Did you ever have a conversation with X after that to kind of clear the air? I seen him maybe a couple months ago prior to his passing. He was jamming and Here Comes the Boom. So it seemed like all giving everything, all love was there. Did you ever talk to him?
No, I didn't speak back to him. We didn't see each other. I haven't seen him personally since about 2004. Wow. To tell the truth.
Okay.
You know, but those early years, I did see him at a couple of places, as I said. But no, I haven't. And it's not. It wasn't me just being, I don't want to talk to dude. Like, as I said, I'm the person who tried to bridge the gap with hip hop. I also had Razel on that album. Razel is like a rapper and a beatbox artist from the roots. And so with all that influence, trying to get on the album, and then I got on Clip's album. I did the remix with them. So, you know, I'm a big fan of hip hop. And always look to bridge the gap between our genres. So, man, when that happened, it really hurt me. But, you know, I just left it as it is. And really, I feel like now I wish that I did reach out. It just shows you in life, man. There's sometimes you feel like, you know, it ain't worth. You probably catch up with that person and you could all hack it out then. But then, you know, look at what happened. I'm not able to speak to this dude. I'm not able to tell him, yo, that had nothing to do with me, bro. Yeah. I can only try and tell people who's cussing me out, which seems ridiculous too. So it is, It is what it is, bro.
Appreciate you sharing that.
Good, man. This is Sam Ant, CEO of Viral Hip Hop News. Listen, I appreciate each and every one of y'all who are going to check out this documentary. Shout out to my man Lonnie Fresh. Do me a favor, go to YouTube right now. Go subscribe to Viral Hip Hop News, one of the best hip hop platforms out here right now. We also have The Hub, Hip Hop News Uncensored, of course, the podcast, the baddest podcast out, the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. We drop 7 days a week, doing this thing 100% independent.
There was not one day that I was at work on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that I wished I was somewhere else.
Now let's talk about the Players Club, because you, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that's like your first major role in a movie, right?
Taking over the game. Really appreciate each and every one of y'all. You can grab merch on the YouTube site. You can talk to me on there and much more. Sam Ant, CEO of Viral Hip Hop News. Appreciate each and every one of y'all.
Oh God, you the man, Cass. I spit white like a clan mask.